Welcome to Ruby Monday, November 9th, 2015, part of the Node Newbie org um, website and group. We meet weekly to discuss our latest Rails project and go over Rails and Ruby concepts. So where are we at? I've been gone for the last 2 weeks.
We are doing the challenges.
Okay, so what is this week's challenge?
Let me link it. There.
Okay, do you want to go over the challenge? And how are we, real quick before we start the challenge, how are we going on the Rails project? Ruby committed.
Uh, no progress. No progress so far because we are working on the challenges.
Okay.
So it's like put aside right now.
Okay. So we're temporarily holding up the project.
Yes.
Okay. So it was a group thing. It's not because we're behind because nobody can figure out these challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what is this week's challenge? And if you want to go over it and share the screen.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
I do now.
Okay, so the challenge we have to make like a game, which is humans and zombies. So in this challenge, you have to do like a board, like in this picture, and you have, for example, a 15 by 15 board, but you can choose it to make it smaller or bigger if you want. And then you put in one zombie and a few commands, and then the zombie moves in one direction, and then every time the zombie touches an an human, it converts into a zombie. So that's the challenge.
Okay. So how do we solve this challenge?
Well, I already solved it.
Okay. So you want to go over the solution?
Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, I can show what I have. So I will show it in action. So this is my solution. So the zombie is moving, and then the humans are converting into zombies, like a challenge description size. And it goes all the way to the end. Beep, and done. So that's my solution. Have a few specs, not many. I have the maps are in JSON, in JSON files, basic map. So these are the positions for the humans. And then the main file is the game. I will show in Atom. Game. So there are four components. I have the board, the pieces, which are the zombie or the human, the map loader, and the display, which handles the refreshing of the screen. Then I have a constant board size of 8. You can change this if we want 20, and it should work fine. Okay. So yeah, now we have a bigger board. Then I have this, which is when you do Control C, usually it will give you an error, but I did this so I can stop the game before giving me an error. Then and I create the Fombi and the board. I add the Fombi into the board with the add piece. Then I call my map loader, which just loads the JSON file and converts this into piece objects. This is the piece class, which has the position on the board and the type. So the type is the human or Fombi. And then you have movement, and this for display. So the type is a symbol, but for display I don't want to show the symbol. I want this the C or the H. So this, and then I alias this method. And the map loader, let me show it. It's very simple. It just reads the file and then JSON.parse and creates the piece objects and adds them to the board. So, any questions so far?
Well, my only question, because I haven't been around for this, how are you getting the map to load into the display like that and moving? Is that just a map loader, or is it something else, like another class or module you're using?
No, the display is in this board methods. This prints the board. So I have the
You do have
headers.
a line. Okay, that's what I want to know. Okay.
So the header is this and this, and then I do board size and the contents inside of the symbols. So this is this. Then I set up the display. The display object, what it does is clear the screen. So that's why every time it looks like it's refreshing, because I clear the screen. So if I stop this, you can see what is happening in reality. It's cleaning the screen every time.
You know, I don't know if you can do that in this situation. When I was a kid, I actually did some animation in an Apple IIe or something like that. And what we would do is whenever we had something move one spot, a black square would go behind it to erase it. Basically, even though it wasn't really erased, black square took that spot to make it look like it was erased.
Well, in the terminal, I don't think...
Empty line or empty character space?
I think there's some library, but it will not be very efficient, because
Right.
you have to delete and then create it new. I think it's better to just start a new screen. So it is like the cartoons or movies that every step it creates the animation.
Right.
It is like printing one frame at a time, and then it creates the animation effect. Okay, let's see. So this is the clear system call, which does this the clearing. Then if I pass a block, I yield, which runs the code inside the block. And then I call a few methods in the board to tell the board that the position has been updated. So what this does is convert humans to zombies. You can see this. Let me see here. So I'm not checking the piece that is moving because I'm only calling this under the assumption that this is always a zombie. That's why I have this command, so I can remember. Then I regenerate the board from the pieces, and I print the board. And I do this flush because there is a buffer on the screen, and sometimes if you don't fill the buffer, it won't print anything. It won't happen. Nothing will happen. So this flush forces it to print the contents of the buffer, of the output buffer. And then I have a small sleep. So if I have this smaller, it will be faster. So that's display. Then so to trigger an update, just call the update method. Then I have this loop. This is the zombie movement. So every time it loops, it has to check if there is any wall. So it checks right here, it's checking if it hit the wall, so it can change direction. This now it goes down and change direction. So this code right here, direction right and go down. And if there is a wall on the other side, then this code direction left and go down. So this is what makes it keep going down until it reaches the bottom. So that's what I have. So you have any questions or comments or something?
No, right now it's really fascinating. I can see where there's a lot of complexity in this, especially when you're doing it in the terminal. But it's a good challenge.
Yeah. So what do we do now?
I don't know if this is it. Maybe it's going to be a short night this week. You tell me. I'm kind of like out of the loop, but I'll be more consistent after after November. November's a rough month for me.
Well, if we had someone that complete the challenge and could show us his code, but I don't think we have anyone here.
Right. I've spent the last week learning that your terminal may affect some of your Rails generators, especially if you're using decimals. Right now, they're talking about in chat. We have a couple people who don't have volume on about how it was getting done. I guess this was a difficult challenge with the group this week. I apologize to any viewers out there for my lack of preparedness. I've been working in and out of the town the last 3 weeks, so I'm a little behind. So since we're kind of stuck at this point, anything else anybody want to bring up?
I wrote my first Ruby gem.
Nice. Show it to us.
Hmm?
What gem did you write?
Hang on, let me check it real quick.
Good.
It's a version of struct that takes keyword arguments and is immutable. Right now, I have all of the methods I want on it except for the JSON stuff, and I'm trying to get equals implemented on it right now, which is hard because it inherits from basic objects, so I have to get a little creative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it inherits from itself. So, yeah, I'm having to redefine a bunch of methods on it, but one of them I'm having to redefine is equals. As soon as I get that finished, I'm going to put another update out of it.
Is it okay to ask some questions related to Rails or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was just trying to learn Rails and all that, and I came into this nested form issue. And I wasn't really sure how exactly I could go about it. So can I just like uh, explain how exactly I'm trying to do it?
If you can, share your screen.
Okay, just give me a minute, please.
Okay. So yeah, I was working on my invoice software while we're waiting on one, and I decided I want to take an Angular route. And I first had built the client side of things, so I was working on the invoice side of things. And if you're depending on your terminal, if you use the Rails generator to add a decimal with precision, and for those out there who's wondering what the hell I'm talking about, when you're using numbers, you want to avoid using integers when it comes to money because it's even numbers. And you want to avoid float because you might have rounding issues. Well, one of the things built into Rails is a decimal feature that you can use for this. And the way the decimal feature works is you set a number, which would be like precision, let's say 16 digits, and you can set the number of decimals, which could be 2, which is the scale. And I might be saying this backwards. I hope I'm not. Well, if you try to use a normal Rails generator invoice total, it will bug out on you. So you have to make a manual migration. Maybe next week I'll go over that. And then I got my new microphone in, so I'm going to try and record some new videos with this big monster. See how this works out since we're waiting. This is my Blue Yeti. Just got to learn how to configure it. Could hurt people with this one. It's heavy. Okay, so I see your screen. I did.
Just give me a minute. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly this works. Haven't really done it any time before.
Well, I saw your local host page.
Uh-huh.
And then basically, are you on Mac or Windows?
I'm on Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. Okay, you know what? I'm not sure. I think Clayton and somebody else has Ubuntu, and they've resolved the issue, but I don't recall what they did.
Are you trying to share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, if you mouse over your actual video feed, you'll see a bar that pops up on the left-hand side with a green box that says Screen Share.
Right.
Click on that, and then where it says Entire Screen, click on that.
Okay, let me try that. Okay, so can you see it now?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Okay, so this form is what I have here, and so this is like the course. I have the course, and then I have the course association table, which is the join table, and then I have the department table. So it's like course has many course association through department. Does that make sense? Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're just looking at it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Seuss, you want to jump in on this one?
No.
Walk me through it one more time. I'm looking at it better now. Go ahead. Say it one more time.
I'll just show the schema that I have.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so here I have the, yeah. Yeah, so this page.
Mm-hmm.
And the form here is, where is that? Okay, so I have this here.
Mm-hmm. And what problem are you having with it? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
I hear you.
I think we lost him. His screen's frozen too. His mouse hasn't moved. I think we lost him.
Maybe a crash. You know what? The only thing I'm wondering is he said he had an issue with nested forms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see what he's trying to accomplish here, that it might be better to look at what his partial is.
Yeah.
It also looks like he's trying to force variables into the partial instead of letting the controller maybe handling it, but he might not have any choice.
Man, it is hard to do an equals equals method without a respond to or an include method.
My dog's going crazy in the background. What do you mean?
So I have. So I'm working on this gem, and it inherits. It doesn't inherit from object, and it actually inherits the. It's like a struct. It actually inherits from itself. It doesn't even have a respond to method. Actually, hang on. Maybe I can give it one. No, I don't think I can. But I'm trying to re-implement equals equals on it. I'm trying to do it without.
So you mean that if somebody uses equals, you wanted to?
I wanted to check the. I wanted to check the. So in a struct, you give it fields, and then you put values on those fields. And I wanted to check that the fields and the values match on two different structs. But I'm having to do it without include or respond to.
Why is that?
If it's because of the weird way I do inheritance on it, I lose a whole bunch of methods, which is what I want. I don't want it to have a bunch of methods because it dynamically generates methods. But because of that...
This other screen.
Hmm?
I'm looking at your gem at this other screen.
Yeah. I'm trying to define an equals equals that takes an argument. And I can do it if it assumes that it's getting equals on its own kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not its own kind of thing, it throws an error. And I'm not even sure how to rescue that error. I could throw an error, but I'm not sure how to rescue one yet at this level.
Did you ever get a job? I know you were interviewing. Well, figure I ask.
Well, I have an offer for one. I have to do like a formal interview with them, but I'm pretty sure I'll get it with one. But I'm still looking. We're not recording, are we? Yeah.
Not a good fit.
It's okay. It might be a good fit. It's not doing web development though, which is kind of what I want to do. Or you know what I mean? Like it's not doing apps. It's not doing web apps. Hey, he's back. Do you want to try again?
Yeah, sorry about that. The power went out.
All right.
Okay, let me try the screen sharing again.
Okay.
Okay, so what do I have here? Okay, so can you see it?
Yes, we could see your forms.
Okay, so this is the form, and basically what I want is like here, this area where I'm setting the semester and the credit hour.
Mm-hmm.
So this works. My problem is now when I want to assign this course to a new department, which I do it from here. Now I am unable to enter a new record in the course association joint table. So I'll just show you the relation. Yeah, so this is the table thing. Do you want to see the form or something?
Yeah, we can look at the form.
Do you have a join table? Because I saw we're using an inverse of.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the. Yeah. So I have this course, and course association is the join table, and it's has many true relation.
Right. And if you have any way of zooming your screen.
Oh, sure. Sorry about that. Is that big enough, or should I increase it more?
No, that's much better. I couldn't see it.
All right. Just if you want to see the form, then I can switch over to that maybe.
You know what? Your relationship table doesn't look well. What's called? What is the join table? Is it course? Is it course?
No, course association. This is the joint table.
Okay, so that's the join table.
Yeah.
Okay, usually with the join table, the join table doesn't have an inverse. It's the middle manager.
Okay.
So, like, for example, you would have, I'm looking this up right now, because this is what I built in the Ruby Monday blog and something else too. Usually, what's the word I'm looking for? If the course and the department is the join table, then the course is the inverse of the department and vice versa. If I recall correctly, I could be blowing smoke out my ass.
So my intention here is, so I have this course table and I have this department table. Now, this joint table that I have, which is the course association table, that contains the ID of the course and the department. And then with that, I have the credit and the semester as the attributes in that joint table.
Okay, go back to that.
Yeah. To which one?
Whatever you were previously at, the course model.
Okay. Okay. This one?
So, let's start with each one. So, has many course associations. See, I don't think you ever, this is what's throwing me off. I think it's basically, when you see where it says has many courses, the first line number 2, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Call that because you're already doing that through the has many departments through course associations.
Right. So you mean like I don't need this?
I'm not sure. Something feels off, and that's what I'm trying to get across.
Uh-huh. I'm still like really, really new to Rails, so I'm just trying to figure out how things are. So I'm building this like toy app so that I get to know how the relation and the forms, nested forms, everything works together. Because I can, what I can do right now is I can update the existing report for that particular course in the course association. What I cannot do is make a new entry for that course in the course association table.
Change that back. I might be wrong on that. What is the mark? What's the marks?
Like that's the score.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you may get 20 out of 30 or something like that.
So you have 2 different relationship tables?
I'm sorry?
So you have another table called marks that's that you have a relationship with or model?
No.
Go ahead and fix that back to what it was, sorry.
Okay.
So where's the marks coming from?
Just a minute, please. Yeah. Yes. So here you can see I have, so there's this marks model that I have here, which belongs to the student and it belongs to the course. Okay. So, but this is not in any way related to, I think, the join table that I'm talking about, because I don't have any relation specified.
Okay, so I'll ignore that. Let's go look at your views and controller and start with there. Let's assume that the relationships and everything else is correct.
Okay, so let me go to the course controller. Yeah, so, okay, I'll just show you the form as well.
And then can you go down to the params method?
Sure. Yeah, so I have it here. Yeah.
Okay, so here's where I think might be off.
Uh-huh.
You have a join table, and the courses actually belong to departments, correct?
Right.
So that should be departments attributes.
Sorry?
See where it says right here, params required course, permit code?
Yeah, this part, right?
Yeah, that should be departments, because that's the table you actually want to hit. The join table manages all that.
But what if I want to make the entry in the join table? Like, because I know that course 1 belongs to department 1.
But that's the point of the join table, to manage all that. Why would you want to put... the idea of the join table is that it acts as a manager to match up the ID for your department with the ID with your course.
So, but isn't adding attributes to the join table how has many true works? Because I thought that was how it was.
It does work automatically.
Okay.
What you want to do is you want to accept the department. Okay, so maybe I'm wording this poorly. Okay, the data is actually going to go into the department and the course. The join table manages it all. What you're basically saying is, no, don't manage it. Let me force this information in here, but I'm not going to put it in the departments.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sort of. So, let me see. That would be something like, let me see. Department. Like this?
No. Where you have course associations attributes, that should be changed to department attributes. Because you're working directly with the department table.
I'm sorry, but I think I lost you there.
Okay.
Basically, just a minute. The form builder that I'm using is basically this, like from here I get the course where I get this, like the join.
Right. You're hitting the I'm trying to word this properly, because the idea of the join table is it manages the connection as a third model, but you don't have to put data in it. You actually target the table directly.
So you mean I would not have an additional attributes on the join table?
Like, okay, so I'm going to give you an example here. Here's an example. Can you paste, so I can fix that, can you paste that params code into the chat?
Sure.
You're focusing on putting stuff in the course associations table. You don't have to even touch it. That's the whole point of inverse and everything.
Okay.
If somebody else can explain it better than how I'm explaining it, I'm not used to speaking. I'm used to typing out explanations. Okay, so right here, I'm going to change this right here. And it might be a little bit messy because I'm editing this in the... And then you pick the items that are actually afterwards. in the department table.
Mm-hmm.
You never hit the course table directly. You don't have to. Because Rails is going to say, okay, this lines up with that, this lines up with this.
Okay. So I moved the, okay, let me see. Okay, so I moved the department, okay, the credit hour and the semester to the department table,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Is that where you have it right now, or do you have it in the join table?
No, that is in the join table. Those two credit hour and the semester, those are in the join table.
See, you know what? I think, and maybe that's where my thought process is. If you have a course, I figured the course would have the semester, the schedule, all that, and the department would be like finance, real estate, science, physics.
Okay, so what happens in this scenario where a course can belong to more than one department?
It can. That's interesting.
Like there may be a course that is taught by more than one department. So how do I deal with that?
Wouldn't that be a many-to-many?
Basically, what I was referring to for this was to submit.
Well, actually, a course has many departments through course associations, right?
Yeah.
Right. If you scroll down, we'll see the chart. I know that chart real well.
So this was like something that I was modeling.
Right.
Because I see that he has this appointment join table, and then
Right.
the other attributes are also added here. So I was just referring to this and then trying to map it together.
And you can do it just like this. I just think you're.
I just got stuck where I'm supposed to enter a new entry. I can update, but I cannot enter, so I wasn't really sure how to go about it.
Well, that sounds like something's wrong. If your form code is correct,
Let me show you the form code.
or the controller per se.
Okay, so for this part, okay, this is the controller, and then I have the partials that I have here, where I have, yeah, okay. So I have this, so, yeah. So if I don't use it like this, then what happens is I get multiple entries. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, so I'll just show you something. Yeah, so this is the problem. If I don't build it, then I get all this. Department, semester, credit hour, and then I get department again, which is not what I want.
Well, actually,
So what I did was I built it here. So now what I have here, this is how I intend it to be, but now I cannot enter a new record.
okay, so let's go to the controller for this.
Okay.
I just think like my approach would have been differently. I think you're doing extra hits on the database
Mm-hmm.
and adding more, what's the word I'm looking for? Unneeded work that Rails would have managed for you.
Uh-huh.
With the way the join table is set up. But, I understand what you're trying to accomplish too and what your logic is.
Okay.
So let's look at that controller code.
Okay, so, all right. Yeah, so this is controller. Yeah, this part seems to work because it updates.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it hits this. I'm just curious because now since I use this course, yeah, in the form, where the form for the model, it is a patch and not just a post. So would that be an issue? Because I use this to build the form, so Rails probably thinks I'm trying to update, whereas I'm actually trying to enter a new, enter a new course and credit for a new department belonging to a course, or the other way around. Make sense? Or if I should, yeah. So this form, this is the same course.
Right, but would you have to route patch to new?
I'm sorry?
In the routes, would you have to route patch to new? Because it's looking for. Am I making sense here?
So I have to change this form, you mean, or?
I'm thinking more if there's. Can you go into your console and just run a rake routes?
The routes?
Yeah, rake routes. Yeah. No, in your console. I just want to see something.
Okay. There you go.
See, patch, update. Do you see a patch new through all that?
No. Batch, no.
So, there's an actual simple way to write this, and I can't think of it.
Yeah, so this part, do you think this is an issue, or?
Not necessarily, because you can. See, I know you can use patch for update.
Yeah, how about creating a new course association entry?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I thought there was a way to bypass that.
Uh-huh. There was I posted the same question on Rails channel, and they gave me some solution, but I couldn't really wrap my head around it. Something like autosave for. Let me check that. Not sure if this. The, can you see this unpermitted parameters course association? Yeah. So do you think this is the issue?
That's possible, but that goes back to the
Yeah,
joint.
because this is not in the strong params or something.
But you have it in there, correct, as a updated attribute?
This is what I have. The course params. The structure of the params seems differ when I hit for update and then when I hit for submitting a new course. Yeah, I mean a new entry for the course association. So could that be the issue? Do I need to write new a different params?
But you shouldn't have to. I'm wondering if it has to do with the patch. Because you say update is working.
Right.
Go to the new.
No, I don't have that defined.
You don't have new defined at all?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm creating the, just a minute.
Why don't you define a new and see what happens?
Okay. Let me define it here.
And what at course equals course new?
Would this do?
Yeah, try it.
All right, let me try.
And I'll
Looks like it has the same.
and you're able to update courses, correct?
Right.
See, you're still in edit. Let me see your new form. The code of your new form.
Yeah. So here's the new course. It's this.
Okay, so where's the module? Are you rendering partial and a Java?
Right. This one's the partial. The one on the screen right now. This one's the partial.
Okay, so what's the actual form coming up? The module form, is that somewhere else? Or that is the partial you're saying that I'm looking
Yeah.
at?
This is the partial that pops up when you. The model is the partial itself. So here I render it.
Right. Go back to the course form, sorry.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to the index.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, point to the line where it renders that new form when you call it.
This part. You mean like the click the button or?
No, just share course form.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we want to do this? I'm wondering if the instant variable is not doing anything recurring over.
Do you want me to like create a new course just to validate this?
Yeah. Anybody else's input? So if you go in the console,
Okay.
can you make a new course in the console?
Okay, 1 minute. Is that good?
Yeah, is there, do you have, so we know that's in there. Now,
Mm-hmm.
and you saved it to the database, right?
Right.
So either it's the controller method not coming across with the instance variable, or there's something going on with the rendered form not coming across when you do the new.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can probably work on it again this week because I don't want to keep you all on this for too long. I guess it's already stretching the time.
Go back to the course controller one more time.
Okay.
I'm wondering if we have to just account for the, because of the way you did it, the course associations.
Uh-huh.
Like, should we, for the new, add below it like a at uh, course association equals at course association build? Does that make sense?
You
What I'm
know,
trying to say?
it does. Like
And
this?
don't forget the at symbol in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because maybe since the course association is the join table and
Mm-hmm.
it's not hitting it, maybe that's blocking it. So let's go ahead and try.
So I'm gonna use this in the form, is it? Or can I just?
You don't have to use it in the form. It just needs to know.
Okay, so I'll just try and save it. Yeah. Oh.
You know, that edit to assign a new course is just throwing off my whole thought process. But I have OCD, so it's okay.
Okay.
So no hit.
I'm not sure. Let me check. So I have semester 2 credit hours. So ideally I should have it here. Hmm.
Are you planning to make this a mobile app?
Not really.
Because I see the iconic framework in the background in your console, so I'm asking.
No. I'm just trying to play around just to get a feel of Rails. Looks like it still has the issue. Because this was the issue earlier, right?
Right. You know what? Okay, so you know what? The issue, it has to do with your params.
Okay.
Let's make sure there's not a spelling error or something, because unpermitted parameter means it doesn't like what's in the params.
Mm-hmm. So it's somewhere here, right?
Yeah, but you know what I'm wondering? Let me just think of one thing. Take out ID.
Okay, so would the update work? That's my question. Because I didn't have the ID earlier and the update was not working, but a new record was created.
Really? So you were at
Yeah.
that? Okay, I didn't know that part. So
when I added the ID, the update worked. Now the new record is not getting created.
Okay, so here's how we can cheat this. It's going to sound.
Uh-huh.
We can make another private params.
Okay.
And use that for the new method, just hypothetically. But you shouldn't have the ID in there, because what happens is, the way if I recall correctly, by having the ID in the params, you could create an injection issue.
I'm sorry?
By having ID in the params, you can create an injection issue where people may generate their own IDs if they know what they're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that makes sense.
So you know what would actually be better is that we take out the ID and try to fix the update. More of a headache, but that's probably what's causing everything.
Okay. I'm going to remove this part.
You know what?
Alright, so let me see. Let me update this to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have this here.
So were you? Did you just?
Well, department name. What happened? right, so there's no department ID. Yes, that's, yeah. Hmm. Okay.
So if you edit it, can you add the department ID?
Like right into the database itself?
Yeah. So it works. Doesn't break on you.
Okay.
Oops. How about in the console? Would that be safer? Oh, 3 works. 1.
Yeah, let me try 4 here. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, so now I have new records created instead of getting it updated. So this was what I had. This issue was what I had earlier.
So either something screwed with the relationships,
Uh-huh.
because you know what, your initial I'm not sure how to word this. Your initial relationship shouldn't work. So, okay, let's go back to the controller.
All right.
Now, I have a question because I want to. Did you do any RSpec testing on this at all?
No, I'm totally new. I don't know testing yet. Sorry about that.
Put back the ID.
I'm sorry. Put back the ID.
Put back the ID. Let's make assumptions that this is correct.
All right.
Either the problem is the form or the relationship model.
Okay.
Or it could be the controller code, but I doubt it. Go to update. Let's just look at update because it works with this, right? Scroll up just a little bit.
Right here, yeah.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
Change it to if at course update underscore attributes.
This part?
Yeah,
Like some like
underscore. No. After update, the word update right there.
okay.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
underscore attributes, and now course params, and comment out the other line.
So would this go through the validation?
It should. Okay, let's save it and try it.
All right. Just make sure I save it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna update it now, yeah?
Yeah.
Do I update it or do I need to create a new course?
Let's do an update quick, make sure we didn't screw up that. Because it
All
should work now.
Okay, so let me make this into what, 6? All right, I'll make this 2. So the last record is 2.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now let's go back. I want to do a couple other things.
To the controller.
Yes. Let's go to your create.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see the create method.
Yeah.
Delete that. Why do you have that at course new underneath if at course saved?
I'm sorry.
Under the if statement, why are you calling another new
Oh, this
statement?
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Sorry. Let me check that out.
Try create a new one. I'm wondering if that caused a whole bunch of issues. Reset everything. We'll see.
Okay. Oh, but this. Wait. This is not. This is gonna hit the update and not the create new course.
Just when you do it, go ahead, do it.
All right. Okay. Okay. So 4, 2, and 3. Looks like we have the same unpermitted parameters.
Wow.
Somehow I think the batch in the form, maybe that's the issue or something.
It could be, but see, unpermitted, like we said, permitted parameter things.
Because the structure of the param itself is different. Like when I try to create and when I try to update, so maybe that's an issue.
Now, in there you have accept nested attributes for in one of
Yeah,
the.
course association.
Can you go into the models for course? Why do you have the reject statement in there?
I'm just checking if it's blank.
But wouldn't you just have the validation block that out?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure that we're not creating.
Let me comment this out then. So should can I switch over, or are you trying to
Go
figure
ahead,
out?
switch over. I had to go on mute. My dogs were going crazy.
No. Okay, let me try this. Tree.
Again.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's how that join table is.
So, just out of curiosity, how do you see restructuring it in a different way? How would you approach it? Taking the relation where a course can belong to multiple departments.
Let's try this. You know what? Well, I'm trying to work within the parameters. What I'm wondering, go to the forms field for the form.
Okay. So for the course or
For
yeah,
the
to create new, right? Yeah.
I'm wondering if we have to. I'm wondering if we have to use the plural. Because we have a one-to-many relationships. Well, it's true, but okay. I'm wondering if it's because we're using the same form for update and new.
Yeah, that was my guess as well. But I'm not. Then again, I kind of need it because I need it to be associated with the same course.
Yeah, but couldn't you do it where basically you would do the course where course association with course ID matches the instance variable?
Oh, like how?
See, I'm trying to think how I would word this. And I might be thinking of this backwards.
Because I actually want to, my operations on the course association, since it's all going to be related to a course, I want to operate on it through a course object and not necessarily a course association object.
I wrote it in the chat, but that's where my head is kind of. But I gotta tell you, this looks like a common error for nested attributes.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually haven't gotten this error because I think it's because the way I approach it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Yeah.
What about the department attributes in there?
You mean like this?
No, in your params again. Sorry.
All right. Okay, let me go back there. Yeah, so I have the ID of that.
So you're completely ignoring the department table.
Yeah, I just need to have the ID so that I know for this course and this department, they assign this credit hours and this many, this many, yeah, the other two, yeah, this semester and this credit hour. Because for the same course, a different department may allocate a different credit hour for a different semester.
Hmm. Hey Zeus, are you there? Or did he leave? They left. He probably would have answered this. They were working on their own that little gem. They got distracted by that challenge. Let's see. Well, I would say I would post your code on Stack Overflow,
All right.
and you might get somebody who will answer that question much faster than I've attempted. Something just seems off to me.
I could try Stack Overflow.
Now, quick question: why are you setting a new course on the bottom?
Oh, this part. I'm just calling it here before action, index and search.
But why are you setting it new?
Because I'm using the object and wait, give me a second. I'll just check it. I'm wondering where I use it. Okay, course associations, new. Index course. That's the search course form.
Like, I could see if you used it in the index and you were setting it all, but
Yeah, maybe I don't need it in the search actually. Yeah, probably I don't need it for the search because I'm not actually using it.
what are you using for the search?
I'm not even using a form helper. I think I'm not using any. Where is it? Create index. Yeah, because basically this is my search form. I'm not using the object actually. Yeah, maybe I could remove that for the search. Yeah, probably don't need it. Oops.
You know what? I'm going to end the chat.
Yeah.
This is, as whoever has viewed this, we've gone over some code, gone over some concepts. Hopefully, everything will go back to normal by next week, since I was filling in tonight. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time.